Yo, salute to all my subscribers. Special shout out to everybody else passing through. YouTube, back again with another one. 50 secrets it's okay to keep from your partner, but not fucking really. This next one, yo, this shit says, you sometimes fantasize about your partner. I'm gonna read what the article says, but please don't ever tell your partner that you fantasize about your ex while you're having sex with them. I'm like, during sex, like that's crazy as hell. Like, that shit's ridiculous. So the article says, if you've had more than one intimate relationship, it's natural to mentally compare them, especially in the bedroom. But mentioning you thinking of an ex in that way can be a huge blow to your current partner's ego. So keep those thoughts to yourself and enjoy them for what they are. Clearly, we're seeing a theme here, right? It sounds like, and I mean, it's kind of true to a certain extent, it sounds like the only fucking way to be in a successful relationship is to not fucking be honest about as much shit as you don't have to be honest about if you can get away with it. And I guess on some level, yeah, it works. But ask yourselves, seriously ask yourselves, why so many relationships are plagued with just being fucked up. There's got to be a commonality there. There's got to be a common denominator. And I think it's a lot of the shit that we're afraid to speak of. Now, this is not one of those things. I agree. This shit is just crazy. You shouldn't. Don't do this shit. Don't tell your partner this shit. But again, just like one of the previous things that I mentioned, if you're in a relationship and you're having sex with your current partner and fantasizing about your ex, there's something else going on there. That's indicative of there being unresolved issues, right? Again, we talked about people leaving relationships too soon. And then when they do leave, not taking the proper time to heal, the proper inventory. I once read something somewhere that says it takes about half the time to get over a breakup as you were in that relationship. So if you were in a relationship for 3 years, then it'll take you about 1.5 years to really reconcile and get over that person and get past it. I read it somewhere. I don't know how true it is in real time. I know that it does take a long time. It's extremely difficult. And some people never truly get over a previous relationship. And that's life. Nobody can control that. But you do have to move on with your life, so nobody can fault you for that. It is what it is. Because there, like the article mentioned, and I do agree with, there are several reasons. There are dozens of reasons for why relationships end. And they don't all have to be because you hate that ex or you didn't get along with that ex. That's not always the case. But this one here, I think something else needs to be explored. No, you may not. No, you don't want to tell your partner, yo, when we have sex, I think about my ex. That's crazy. Because there's no benefit to that, right? It's not just about, when I say that I'm more for communicating and being open than not. It's not just for the cruelty of it. It's not just for being an asshole. It's if there's legitimately an effect and a benefit. There's no effect and benefit here of divulging this. However, for you, for your own sanity, for your own emotional stability, if you're past a certain point in your new relationship, I mean, early on, I think that's natural to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because you're still getting used to that new person. But if it comes to a point where you feel like this is going on longer than it should have, or it's not subsiding, you may need to reconcile a few things. Maybe you left that relationship, that previous relationship, too soon. Maybe you're not over that person that you were with, because it's sex is just a physical act, and although you can engage in sexual activity with anyone, it's usually not to the point of fantasizing about it, not to the point of it being like disinvolved, absent a serious emotional connection. There's a difference there. So maybe that connection has not all the way severed, and maybe you need to explore that, figure that out, try to find a way to resolve that. But I agree with the article on this one. If you're fantasizing about your ex when you're having sex with your partner, Keep that shit a secret. Keep that shit to your motherfucking self. Because all you're going to do, you can't build from there, right? The purpose of communicating and my position on why communication is so important in relationships with more things than it is not is because there's an opportunity, a potential to build from that communication. What does the couple get out of it? What do the two partners, okay, this is the occurrence. Cool. You're telling me this, you're communicating this to me. Now what? What do we do with that? And there's nothing that can really be done with that, because this is a personal journey. If you're, just like if you are, I don't know what the article said, stalking your ex or checking up on your ex on social media, fantasizing about your ex during sex with your current partner, your new partner. It's a personal journey. You need to figure that out. And you need to reconcile whatever was not reconciled. Maybe you will realize that you left the relationship too early. Maybe you'll realize you left the relationship with good reason, but didn't take enough time to heal from that before you jumped into a new situation with someone else. Because relationships, although they can be very enjoyable when they're healthy, they're very stressful. It's a lot of work. It just naturally is. It just is what it is. And there's really no way to avoid that. So what I can recommend is take as much time as humanly possible to decompress, to heal, to reflect after you get out of a relationship before you jump into the next one. Because a lot of these things, a lot of the issues that turn into very large issues in our relationships, a lot of them, honestly, they're just a product of us as human beings, as people, being absorbers of baggage and negativity and exhaustive energy. It's just a product of not taking enough time to just do nothing, to be nothing for no one, to just get back to you. That shit's so vitally important, right? Relationships are important, but the most important relationship you can and will ever have in your life is the relationship that you have within yourself. Period. There is no relationship that can ever be built and or sustained absent of you having a relationship with yourself. And I don't think enough of us, once we start dating, at whatever age we start dating, most of us just go straight through from one person to the next until we find one that works. But as equally important, in between those relationships and those different people, take a second to just decompress. Take a second to just wind the fuck down. I think if we start to do that, a lot of these things, they just won't be things anymore. I don't pretend to know everything. I just know what I know. Let me know what y'all think about this one. I'll see you on the next one. Peace and love.